Students, if you're watching this video, you have finished writing your entire personal narrative essay, and you're ready to either take the organizer that I gave you guys and prepare that and make a final copy, or transfer all of your information into a single final copy. I'm going to work with the organizer and show how to format from there. So I'm going to start out by having to delete some things, but once the deleting's done, this is going to apply to every student in the class, not just the ones that chose to use the organizer. So if you chose to use the organizer, the first thing you have to do is get rid of all the words that are not yours. So all of this blue stuff, extra stuff, I need to get rid of it. So I'm just going to be left with my own words. So I've got to make sure I get rid of this and this, all this extra stuff. Okay. So for mine, I actually have to make a quick decision about which resolution I want to use. I kind of like this one. I'm going to get rid of that one. Most of you guys won't have more than one option for a part of your essay. I just happen to because I teach more than one section of the same class. All right, guys, so once I've gotten rid of all the extra words that aren't mine, I'm going to go back and make sure I have hit tab at the start of each new paragraph, because I've done it sometimes, but I know there's some other times I've forgotten. You're going to see why this is important in just a minute. So it looks like I did it here. Oops, I forgot to indent this one. Tab, tab. Now check this out. When I get to dialogue, I'm still hitting tab. You're going to see that it's going to look great in the end. Okay, so I'm hitting tab. Hitting tab. All right, next thing I have to do. See how there's these extra spaces between the paragraphs? I've got to get rid of them before I continue formatting. Otherwise, when I go to double space, I'm going to end up with a weird extra amount of room in between my paragraphs. And that looks really bad and it's not proper formatting. So I'm going to make sure I delete all those extra spaces in between. Even when the lines are really short, even when it's dialogue, they're indented. That's what tells me it's a new paragraph. And that looks good so far. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to come back up a line here, and I'm going to type my header. So I'm going to type my name. I'm going to type my teacher's names, Miss Miller and Mrs. Simpson. Ms. would have worked for both of us too. I'm going to type the name of the course, ELA 1, and I'm going to type the due date of the assignment, 6 November 2020. I'm going to hit the line twice. Next, I've got to give my piece a title. This is some easy points that a lot of kids are going to miss. For the title, I'm going to center the line, but I'm not going to do anything else fancy to that font. I'm not going to make it gigantic. I'm not going to bold it. I'm not going to underline it. But I need to come up with a snazzy title for my essay. So let me see. This one was about my failed audition. Maybe this could be like, I'm going to call it The Role That Wasn't. Because you're like, well, that has something to do with theater. It kind of tells me a little bit about what I'm about to read. It's interesting, but it doesn't give away the whole thing. And notice there's no extra spaces between my title and my paragraph. Otherwise, when I go to double space, this is not going to look right. Another thing I want to point out, when you're typing your title, you need to capitalize each of the key words in your title. So make sure you capitalize all of them. Right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to format my page and set my margins. So I'm going to go to File, Page Setup, and you can see that when I typed this document, I made my margins half-inch margins just to squish more on the page, but that's not proper MLA formatting. I need to change the top, the bottom, the left, and the right all to 1 inch. All right, now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and fix my font and my line spacing. I'm going to hit Command A to highlight the entirety of my text. All of it's here. I'm going to go to Line Spacing and hit Double. Next, I'm going to make sure that my font is MLA compliant. I can do Times New Roman or Arial. I'm going to do Times New Roman, size 12. And make sure that that happened. All right, now I've got an extra line up there I know I don't need. Next thing I have to do is add my page numbers. Let me show you how to do that. You're going to go to Insert, Page Numbers, and you're going to pick this one. And you're going to see that at the top of the page, a number is going to pop up. The number alone is not proper formatting. I need to click to the left of the number, and you can see my little blinky is right there to the left of the 1. I'm going to type my last name, Simpson 1. And now, if you look to all the pages, it's my last name and a page number. I see I've got an extra page there at the end that I don't need. Looks like I need to delete a little bit. Oops. And if you have that, you want to make sure you do the same thing I'm doing, which is try to get rid of that extra page that you shouldn't have. Okay, so a few things that I want to make sure I do. I'm just going to look this over and make sure I did everything I could for formatting. I've got my last name and page number. And remember, you're not going to type Simpson. You're going to type whatever your last name is. So if your last name is Jones or Sanchez or something else, that's what's going to go up there, not Simpson. I've got my header. I spelled my teachers' names right and capitalized them. I'm double spaced throughout. I'm looking for blue squiggles and red squiggles. I did see a blue squiggle up there. Let me just review that. Oh, Allison. No, that's actually correct. That's how Allison spelled her name. So I think it was trying to have me correct the spelling, but I shouldn't because that's not how she spelled her name. Let's see. 1-inch margins. No weird spaces between paragraphs. If you have this situation going on, looks like this, you need to delete those extra lines. That's not proper MLA formatting. It shouldn't look like this. It should look like this. Remember, keep those easy points where you can. So now that I'm looking at this, I'm feeling okay. Look, even my dialogue is indented. Don't think that just because the line is short, you shouldn't indent it. You absolutely should. And I'm feeling like this is a nice, polished final copy that's ready to submit. All right, guys, so make sure that you follow all of those steps and check for all of those formatting things as well. Good luck finishing your essays. We're excited to read them soon.